Good day, CCF family. My name is Gino Sebastian from CCF Beyond, and we are celebrating our Missions Month. We're here with Pastor Jim Whelchel for a few questions. So, first question, Pastor Jim. Many Christians are also diehard fans of something or someone. You mentioned things like K pop, sports, and influencers. Where should we draw the line so that our fanfare does not turn into idolatry?
That's a great question, Gino. I believe that all of us should maintain the proper priorities. I think it would be wrong for me to say this number of hours watching K-pop would be bad or whatever, but it's more the attitude of the heart. What is it that dominates our life? So if I can say that the thing that really dominates my thoughts, my waking hours, I am neglecting responsibilities that I have in other areas, those would be red flags for me. I think particularly when it comes to your devotion to the Lord, are you so busy doing these other things that you're not having your quiet time, you're not meeting with your D group, you're not reaching out to other people? Those are more than warning signs. I would say at that point, you've probably gone over the line. At the same time, I have to say, there's nothing wrong with enjoying relaxation, having downtime. There's nothing wrong with that. But we just need to be very careful to make sure that it doesn't become an idol in our lives.
All right. Thank you for that balanced answer. So, second question. Persecution is rampant for Christians all over the world. Currently, many Christians are being targeted online because of claims that we are against LGBT, or they are shady politicians who are claiming to be Christians. How can we respond to people who have the wrong view of Christ and Christians?
Yeah. That's also a tough question. We realize that there are people that have a wrong view of what Christianity is, and they look at the worst and they associate Christianity with that. I think the best thing that we can do is live like Jesus. I think that people that know believers, that see Christ likeness in them, will be drawn to Christ in them. And these other things, which are maybe, in the media seem like a big deal, probably are less important than seeing the reality of Christ in our lives. Now, if somebody looks at me and says, wow, I don't want to be like that because this guy is like that, that's a problem. But I think when we truly do sincerely walk with Jesus, allow him to transform our lives, allow him to change us so that people can see that the stereotype is not accurate, I think that will draw people to Christ.
Third question, and this is something that's close to home. Family has always been an important thing for Filipinos. Can your family really be an idol? Isn't it our responsibility to give our all and disciple our family?
So those are several questions embedded in one question. Let me just say this. God's priority for us in terms of where we are to minister first, of course, our first ministry is within our family. But that is secondary to our relationship with the Lord. So we should always make Jesus the priority, and our ministry to our family is under that. Having said that, if you are not discipling your family or you are not leading your family, especially for us as men, it's our job to lead our family to the Lord. So we should never say that role and responsibility is idolatry. I have seen, however, some people that it's like, well, we've got to go on this family vacation. And there's nothing wrong with a family vacation. But I need to do this for my kids. I need to buy them this, or I need to do this with them. The whole kind of focus of their lives is on pleasing the family rather than leading them to Christ. I believe that can be idolatry when it's like we want so much for everybody to look at us, see this ideal family, everything is perfect in their lives and all of that stuff. That can be an idol, and we need to guard ourselves from that. There are no perfect families. I think we need to continue to be growing in our walk with God, and certainly our role in the family is to help our families to grow to be Christ-like, but never to be something that, we set aside other things just so that we look good in front of everybody else and make our family our idol.
Well, it's a great reminder there are no perfect families, and Christ should be above all. For our last question, CCF is turning 37 years this month, and by God's grace, we have seen how God is using the church, its missions arm, beyond, to really minister to those across borders, especially in this time. Can you share with us what drives you personally, or your heart behind pursuing a life in missions, and how God has shown his faithfulness through it? what is the best way for us right now to get involved in this movement?
Why is it that I am doing what I'm doing? It's because Jesus saved me. Okay? Like I said in the message, I was pursuing all kinds of other things and didn't find fulfillment, satisfaction. And by God's grace, I was able, when I was in high school, to meet somebody that led me to Christ, and it changed my life. I mean, that was the thing that totally transformed my life. When I think about how I'm using my life today, what better way to use my life than to help other people to experience the same thing? They say that there's a few things that you can't do when you get to heaven. One of them is you can't share the gospel with anybody. It's too late. And I remember when I was in high school, and even the few years after I first came to know the Lord, God gave me so many experiences where I met people from other cultures that didn't know anything about Jesus. Now, that was kind of weird in the United States because you think everybody knows about Jesus. But I met international students, I met people on projects that literally had never heard the gospel. And I realized what better way for me to spend my life than to help people that have never heard about Jesus to come to know him. Now, you asked how to get involved. And again, great question. Let me just say that all of us are called to help fulfill the Great Commission. Not all of us are called to go to another country or to do cross-cultural missions. However, all of us have a part in that. And that's why I encouraged everyone to consider those three options. Pray for CCF Beyond. Get involved, connect with us. Maybe you know friends that are abroad. Connect with the satellites in other places. Maybe you know people from other cultures that are here that don't know the Lord. Consider taking special effort to reach out to people from other cultures. And then, of course, you can give. And that is a very important part because without the support of CCFers like everyone here, we couldn't be doing what we're doing. So please click on that button and go to the CCF Beyond subsite on our webpage.
All right. Thanks, Pastor Jim. And please do support CCF Beyond if you want to reach more people around the world and fulfill the Great Commission. Please do partner with us. And that's it for our CCF Sunday Fast Track.